Questions. We investigate, we inquire, we interrogate, we ask, we wonder. During this past year, I have asked questions. I have answered questions. I have created questions. I have analyzed questions. Many, many questions. I still have questions. As I reflect on this year, I am left with this word, questions, and am reminded of everything that has been answered, as well as everything that is still left unanswered. I thought it would be fitting to ask and answer a few final questions. In teaching children to ask questions, we can first expose them to the 5 W's: who, what, when, where, and why. In answering these 5 questions, I hope to provide some insight into my experiences as a pre-service teacher and my motivations going forward into the field of education. Who were my students? My students were unique. They entered the classroom with unique experiences, cultures, and interests. Each student had his or her own unique strengths. However, all of my students had one thing in common. They each left their individual footprint in my journey to become a teacher. They all taught me something unique that I will bring with me into the profession. I am forever grateful for the students I was able to work with during the past year and for all that I learned from them. What is teaching? One thing is for sure, there is more to teaching than I ever thought possible. It's not just ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. My personal philosophy is that teaching should consider the whole child. I believe that students need to have the opportunity to learn and practice the social and emotional aspects of their development. For me, the ultimate goal of teaching is to prepare my students to go out into the world as caring citizens with the skills they need to succeed in whatever it is they choose to pursue. To me, teaching has been about believing that my students can and will excel. Even though easier said than done, teaching is never giving up. When can students be taught? Based on my experiences in the classroom, I learned that students can be taught when they feel comfortable and safe in their classroom community, a community in which my students feel loved and supported. I also believe that students can be taught when they are actively engaged in their learning. I strongly believe in leading students through inquiry-based instruction in which students make their own discoveries. During a unit on multiplying fractions, it was incredible to watch my students' excitement as they discovered patterns, or shortcuts, as they called them, instead of routinely plugging numbers into a provided algorithm. Where can learning take place? Learning can definitely take place in the classroom, but let's consider some of the other places we learn. Students learn on the playground. Here they learn social boundaries and rules. They learn to make friends and how to share. Students learn at home. Here they learn about familial expectations. They might learn about their cultural backgrounds and family traditions. As a lifelong learner myself, I know that I also continually learn through all aspects of my life. Why teaching? I have always known that I wanted to work with children, but the idea of teaching originally crossed my mind during a volunteer trip in Malawi, Africa. While I was there, my team and I had the privilege of leading health and safety day camps for over 500 orphaned youth. We taught the children about fire safety and how to boil water, we played games, and we sang songs. It did not take me long to realize that the children were in fact teaching me more than I could ever possibly teach them. I returned with a newfound passion for working in the field of education and for continuing to learn from young people. So really, yes, I love teaching, but mostly I am humbled to admit that I learn new things from my students in the classroom each and every day. To conclude, this journey to become a teacher has answered many of my own questions, and my passion for education has been solidified by exploring these questions. I know that many more questions will arise, but I am confident that my students and I will be able to discover the answers together.